Camera action. Hey, welcome back everybody. Today we're joined by Frankie the Shop Cat, who is in, I would say, prime form. She's very, very amorous / playful, so she may jump into the shot if she does. Oh well, it only adds to things, I guess. So today we're going to talk about some holy grails. I don't have holy grails, let's face it, are hard to find. They're rarities, that's what we call them. But I just grabbed a couple. There's lots of more. Out of the corner of my eye, I'm watching this cat. I think she's going to jump on, she'll eventually calm down and go to bed. But, maybe. So, anyway, cats. Get a cat, they said. It'll be fun, they said. I don't know. All right. Well, don't worry about her. So, anyway, we're going to start off with a band that, Incubus. It's not a band that I'm super familiar with, but you don't see them very often on vinyl. So, lower. Yeah, I don't know where I should be holding these, but this is an EP. So, it's got une, deux, trois, quatre. No, not quatre. 3. Une, deux, trois. 3 songs. It's a 3-song EP on vinyl. Incubus. Are you in? ? So if Incubus is your jam, let's make a deal on this. Come on down to 891 Front Road, where Vintage and Vinyl in our haunted house is. Happy Halloween, by the way. It's a little early, but not really. I mean, Costco's had their stuff out since what? May? Yeah, so I'm just going to go through these, like I say, and talk a little bit about them, some less than others. So I hope you're all doing well today. Please subscribe. We need to get our subscribers up if we want to get crazier. I think also we're basically trying to input the phrase that paves. You got to remind me, Emily, that I kind of keep forgetting each podcast to bring in some sort of phrase. In this case, it's Holy Grails. So come on in and say Holy Grails, and you'll save 20% off whatever your purchase is. I mean, that's a pretty good chunk of change for just saying 2 words. So on to the next one. We've got Mort Garson, a Canadian pioneer of synth. Interesting looking cover, that's for sure. Mort Garson, along with some of the others, pioneers of the Moog synthesizer. You've got Giorgio Moroder, if you like that sort of thing. Definitely early 70s synthesizers and stuff. He's kind of an odd sounding, it almost sounds dated, but in a cool way. He's more famous for his album called Plantasia. It's a songs for your plants. It's to enhance the growth of your plants. That's probably what he's most famous for, but he's a Canadian. He's no longer with us, but definitely if you're into the strange and stuff that's instrumental and Moog synthesizers and a little bit weird, he's very hard to find any of his records. He also did records for each of the astrology signs. You'll see those around from time to time, but it's pretty cool to just chill and kick back to if you like chilling and kicking back. So that's something I'd recommend. So here's one that is from an former actress, by the name of Lola Albright, known more for her acting than her singing, but you can see that. All right, this is a first press. This is the one on red vinyl. It definitely is a record. I've only had this one copy. It's not something you're going to see very often. It's not signed. That would have been nice, but Lola looking very, very pretty on her on this silk teal colored pillows. It's a very nice cover, and it's in real good shape. Not mint, but it's in good overall shape, and it's one that is on Discogs for anywhere from $200 to $800. I've listed it at $100, which I don't know is compared to Discogs, it's kind of a steal. So it's a first press, and again, it's on red vinyl. I'm not gonna. There you go. red vinyl. So that's kind of neat. It's something, again, we've only had, every one of these is basically the only ones we've ever had. These aren't records that come in every day. Of course, Rolling Stones we see all the time, but this is a mono pressing, and it's in very, very good shape. So I'll lower that. What are some of the tracks on here? Not Fade Away, It's a King Bee, Carol, oh Carol, Honest I Do, Little by Little, Walking the Dog. So yeah, you can see the cover's in probably VG. I wouldn't say VG plus because there is some staining. It is an old mono copy, but overall I would say pretty clean. Oh, I'm showing you, by the way, that's the poster. That's the other reason it's a little bit cool. It has the poster that's with it, and that's the actual cover. Alright, so that's neat. Alright, we're back. And we've put on some Mort Garson. Again, I can't talk enough about Mort. Mort definitely had some interesting sounds that he got out of that Moog synthesizer. If you're not familiar with Moog synthesizers, there's wires coming out. I don't even know how anyone would ever understand how to run the damn thing because there's so many wires and things going on there. You had to be a pretty intelligent person just to kind of make sense out of it, and let alone make music out of it. But anyway, Mort Garson, check him out if you've never heard of him. Canadian as well, so we got to back our Canadian musicians of the past, and there's a lot of people I think listening who probably never even heard of Mort. So anyway, on to the next one, and hey Emily, look, it's Revolting Cocks. I mean, I don't know how much more I can say. Revolting Cocks. We don't get these guys in very much. No, I'm not sure how it came about, but they're sort of they're punk slash, yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll classify them as that. I believe this album's live. It's a double record, and I got $75 on it. Shout out to Hillary who wants this one. Well, show me the money, Hillary. Show me the money. So anyway, if you want some of my Revolting Cocks. Now, thought I'd throw this one in just because Tom and Jerry. I grew up kind of actually really sort of liking and sort of hating because Tom was such a prick, but I mean he really was, and he just wouldn't stop. He wouldn't leave poor Jerry alone. I have two uncles, by the way. One still living, one who passed away, and their names were named after them, both Tom and Jerry. You believe it or not. So I have a couple of uncles that were named after the famous cartoon. So this one's pretty clean, especially for a kids record. Kids records, if you ever excuse me, come across any, they're usually they're rough because they got thrown around. Kids were playing them, and the needle was this, sometimes they treated them rather roughly. So, but this one's actually in really good shape. I had 60, but I dropped it to 50. So $50 you get, if you're a Tom and Jerry fan, even if you don't have a record player, this would look great framed. And if you collect cartoons or Tom and Jerry. On to more revolting things. What could be more revolting than a breast? I don't know. Scorpions, yeah, this is the Scorpions in Trance. This is the band cover. It didn't even make it to Japan, and some countries didn't get this cover, so that's what makes it kind of rare. Is it a holy grail? I don't know. That depends on who you are, I suppose. But the Scorpions, it's a great record anyway. So even without the cover being the version that's sought after, still a good album. So even if you don't care about the cover, but yeah, in behind here, and it's not even super, but there's a bit of a nip. Here, well, I'm sure on the camera you're not going to see it very well, but yeah, it's noticeable. There's there's a bit of a nip slip, we'll call it. Shout out to Seinfeld and Elaine, let's just say. But a little side boob action, maybe we'll call it. But anyway, I'm not sure exactly why she loves the guitar so much. But the Scorpions are famous for all of their covers. They have more than one cover that is definitely was banned. The early one was the Virgin Killer. Virgin Killer originally had like a very young gal on the cover, and then they changed it. That was another band cover. So I don't know if there's a Scorpions album other than I'm sure there's a few. Obviously, Love It for Sting, but even that was they like to push the envelope with their covers, and definitely the Scorpions. That's part of their game anyway, or their marketing, or whatever, that they like to make covers that were. There's the one with the chewing gum on the girl's breast on the top, and it's being pulled in the back of a limo or something, and just about every cover. Again, it started, I think they found success with that somehow, and it's sad but true that sex and anything kind of like whoa, it's kind of hard to go whoa in rock and roll. So if there's an interesting or strange or bizarre or like sexual or in some way, shape, or form troublesome looking cover, then often it will get banned, and all it leads to is just probably a more collectability of a particular record. There's all sorts of kinds, like Roxy Music has their cover of the Two Girls, and again, naughty breasts will always get you into trouble. So anything to do with nudity, breasts, or whatever is always going to be up for some troublesome, even in 2025, let alone the years that some of these albums came out. So, but next one I got is we just don't get a lot of this band, Canadian band Skinny Puppy Industrial. They have lots of fans. Definitely, I don't even know if I'd say that they're cult status anymore, because really they're one of Industrial's most well-known artists. Canadian again, I say. They're kind of was my introduction to Industrial, was listening to them on CJAM on my headphones, and when they came on, it was just so like, whoa. It was just very different than anything else going on, and it just kind of grabbed me. I'm like, man, I'm a little bit almost scared of this music. Like, it's almost creepy. It was the first music that I listened to anyway that was like creepy, and then of course there's other bands like Misfits and stuff like that kind of go that sort of creep factor on some of their songs and some of their approach and whatnot. But Skinny Puppy, if you've never heard of them, check them out, and especially if you like Industrial. Here's one I don't know shit about. I don't know nothing about this guy. Party Next Door 2 is the album. This is still sealed, and this is the original. And again, not my genre. That I know some hip hop, and I don't know some different rap and whatnot. But this guy, I don't know much about him. I don't think necessarily. If it wasn't sealed, it would still be valuable. It's a very rare record. And it was from 2014. Yeah, 2014. So, if it's an artist that you dig, you're probably not going to find another sealed copy possibly in the world. So, get at me if that's your jam. This one is kind of neat. You got a very young Penn and Teller, Mr. Penn Jillette, so magician who went on to things. But this was like a local radio station. He was on a radio station, and he's playing songs live on a radio station, and that's the album, and it's put out on Ralph Records for their 10th anniversary, and this is one of 800. So limited edition, if you will. It's a 2 LP, and it's a promo. So Penn Jillette, an early young Penn Jillette. It's pretty funny too, because it's like very raw. And when you're listening to it, he's getting drunk. And as the record goes on, he's getting drunker and drunker, and still playing songs in a very free, kind of little bit wild way. So it's an interesting album, and if you collect or if you're into Penn and Teller, then there you can see something that when he was just basically in his early 20s. I got a couple more for you. Here's another one that I don't know a ton of. Le Orme. This is some prog, some Italian. Some of those Italians, they know how to do the prog. I'm gonna take it out of this sleeve. Or try to. I'll give it to Emily. She can play with it. Anyways, Italian prog is hard to find. Not going to go all into it too deep. No deep dives today, just kind of one after the other. But it's a record that this is the second one we've had in our 15 years. So, that kind of puts it into perspective. Many of you probably never heard. She's struggling as well. I'm glad I handed it to you because I'm like, I'm never, and I'll pull this out. Like, you can't probably, it's hard to tell maybe, but the record itself is absolutely pristine. It's a gatefold and it's original. It almost looks like it's something that's modern or new because it's in that good of shape. That's the inside. This is like just amazing looking art. I love this art. It almost kind of reminds me a little bit of the surrealism of local artists, Stephen Gibb. So if you like this look and you like kind of stuff that's a little bit different, a little progressive, this is definitely some Italian prog rock that I'd recommend. I dig it. I liked it. Again, Le Orme, and the album's called I'm going to butcher this, Uomo di Pezza. So again, a band that maybe most of us are not familiar with, but hey, maybe we're learning some things today. Today's like a little bit of school. Here you go, Emily. Thank you for taking that out. Just got a couple more. This one is just, it's an 80s band that I guess it's probably fair to say that in some ways they're a one-hit wonder, but that's probably not, actually it's probably not fair because there's other good songs on this record, and they didn't, it's not a band that in the 80s, you probably don't even know their name, many of us, and then you hear the song and it's like, oh, I love that song. So their name is Book of Love. Yeah, that's the song. So, but I don't know. Maybe Emily can play a snippet of it. I guess I could call it up on the YouTubes. But it might take an hour. But Book of Love. So again, records in pristine. I'd say near mint, and it's a record that you probably won't see. It usually goes for about $100 bucks. So. Yeah, $60. I don't know. You can't go wrong. You're not going to find this record. It's not going to come in when you buy a collection, even if the person had some 80s. It's not going to probably be there. It was a record that didn't sell huge numbers. So, because it had the one big hit on it. But worth definitely, if you like that song, you're not going to probably find it again on vinyl. Maybe you'll find a single. That might be easier, but yeah. Anyways, 80s. The 80s. I don't know. Emily's trying to pull up the song, but yeah. See, that's where we went wrong. Book of Love. Oh, I forget the title of it now. That's the problem. I forget. It's brutal. No.
Boy, I Touch Roses.
I Touch Roses.
Okay.
That's it. I just couldn't remember the title. We're just getting started here. I went to make a coffee and made a hot chocolate instead, but yeah, that's it. I feature. Good Lord. We're off to a rough start today, but we're trying. Hang in there. Knocking over tripods. Cats screaming. Long intro. I feel like we could make a sandwich, but and it's.
Turn it for a second.
No. Yeah, whenever it started was just. I think you played the Extendamix. Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, we get the idea. It's got a real feel to it, sort of that romantic, I don't know, 80s romantic. OMD does it best. There's a word for it, but synthesizers definitely prevalent. And we'll end it with none other than the good old Star Wars, still sealed. You believe that shite? Unbelievable. Who the hell would get this, especially if you're a young kid, and not open it? I don't know. It's amazing. But this is the Star Wars, story of Star Wars, sorry. And it's, I believe, a Canadian press. It's an original, 1977. So if you're a Star Wars nerd, I mean, collector, sorry. It's something that you won't see every day. I mean, you might find the record, but it won't be sealed. So they've got a sealed copy. I have 115 on that puppy, but hey, just come in and say the secret word, and then it'll be 20% off, whatever that is. So like $80-something out the door if you just say, wow, got any holy grails? So on that note, I hope everybody has a great day, and please subscribe, and don't forget, say the secret word. R2-D2 was the best. I don't know. C-3PO, wasn't he kind of an asshole? I'm just saying. Anyway, stay groovy.